A very good afternoon to all the students, parents, and the management of MIDAS. It is a moment of pleasure and honor to extend our hearty welcome to all the freshers to our prestigious institution. Take it all one day at a time and enjoy the journey. Your journey at MIDAS begins here. We assure you that you will have a fruitful college days in your life. Let's focus on our goals and never forget to enjoy it. This event was initially planned in a grand manner in physical mode, but due to rain conditions, it had to be a virtual one. We thank you all for attending and supporting this event. Now we'll start this with a prayer song.
நீராறும் கடலொடுத்த நிலமடங்கை கெழிலொழுகும் தீராறும் மதனமென திகழ் பரத கண்டமிதில் தெக்கணமும் அதிசிறந்த திராவிடனன் திருநாடும் சிறு பிறை நுதலும் நரித்தனரும் திலகமுமே திலக வாசனை போலளித்துலகும் இன்பமுற எத்திசையும் புகழ் மணக்க இருந்த பெரும் தமிழனங்கே உன் சீரிலமை திறம்பியந்து செயல் மறந்து வாழ்த்ததுமே வாழ்த்ததுமே வாழ்த்ததுமே.
Without any further delay, now let's start this wonderful event with the lamp lighting ceremony. I would welcome Principal Sir to light the lamp.
Thank you. Monisha, you can request the other faculty also to light the lamp.
We would welcome our Principal Sir and other faculties to light the lamp.
Yeah, Monisha, please.
Thank you, sir, and all other faculties for lighting up the day. Now, I welcome our principal, our Professor Parisuttarajan, sir, to welcome the gathering.
Thank you, Monisha. A warm welcome to one and all. A warm welcome to our director, Mrs. Rajin Reddy. Welcome you, ma'am. A warm welcome to our chief guest, Architect Vivek Anandan. Design of what? Welcome you, sir. A warm welcome to all the faculty members, our HOD, Professor Praveen, our HOD, Professor Jayarana, and my dear students of batch 2022 and my dear parents. It's really a happy day for us at MIDAS to welcome you all to join this happy program of Bachelor of Architecture. I mean happy because this profession is a profession of happiness. It makes people happy by creating that built environment which we live in, which we put into use every day, whether it's a home, whether it's a college, or even if it is a mall. With this happiness, even though we couldn't make this program in the physical mode because of the inclement weather, what we are facing on the East Coast, especially, we will be happy to receive you in person in the campus on Monday, the 7th November, where we will be in a position to further see and share our happiness, which I'm now talking about. And I assure you, as a head of the institution, you will have a happy learning here, and ultimately, you all will become a great professionals in the field of architecture. With this few words, I once again welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable words. Now, let's welcome our HOD BIAC, Mr. C.K. Praveen, sir, to give a special address to the gathering.
Thank you, Monisha. I hope I'm audible first.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So batch of 2022, we are really excited that this day has come. We've been waiting for our first years for a very long time. Welcome to Vivek, sir, who's almost the perfect person I could have thought of to talk to the first years, especially on their orientation day.
Thank
Vivek
you.
sir has also been associated with us previously also in our college, especially with the first years. So we'll be excited to have him later on also during the semester. But all that said and done, today is the day for our 2022 batch architecture students. Um, as I said before, we are so happy this day has finally come. In terms of architecture, I can only sell architecture to you. You've already joined, so I will now sell architecture, and it's a wonderful field that you're all getting into. The field, as much as it's a challenge for the students, is also a challenge for the parents who are also here with us today. First of all, thanks a lot for all the support you've provided us, the students, and you brought them up to this level wherein they're going to join their professional courses. So it's a huge a round of applause for the parents also who've taken all the efforts on the students. The students and the parents also have to be aware of the things that go into the architecture education. The academics part of it, all that will be explained to you later on also during the next few days, which we are using for the induction program. But then the idea is again, architecture being a special course requires a special attitude also. You will have it already or you will acquire it during the course. As the college, we try to give as much support as possible in terms of the academics, in terms of the different seminars that are possible, in terms of different workshops, and any other support that is required for the student to be academically well off. The proof for this is from our last batch, the passed out students, we had our gold medalists in Anna University. And so you can understand that all the required support is always present. The teaching, non-teaching staff are all a huge strength in our college who provide all the necessary support for the students to not just for academics purposes, also to be better people, to be the best version of whoever they are. So that is the ultimate goal of the institution, to be good architects, but also to be very good human beings and to serve society in whichever possible method they can. So again, it's a very exciting day. We are very happy to have all our first years together here. Again, the sad part being that it's not physical. We would have loved to see all the faces, the people, the parents, and anyway, we will do that in the days to come. But this moment would have been way more better if it had been in the physical mode. But due to reasons, we've had to do it in the online method. But hopefully, we're looking forward to all of us joining here, and I'm really excited to start all your journeys, start the journey with you also. So congratulations, you've done a wonderful job coming this far. Now, all the support you will have from our end to take you to the next level in your personal and your professional lives. So congratulations again to all the first years, and thank you for all of you for being here with us today. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your kind words. Now I invite Professor Arul Prakash, sir, to introduce our chief guest, architect Vivekanandan, Head Design India and GCC.
Thank you, Monisha. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon, all. Architect Vivekanandan has graduated from Tyagarajar College of Engineering, Madurai, completed his post-graduation on Master Planning from Anna University, and an additional post-graduation on MBA in Project Management. He is an eminent architect in architecture industry. He was nominated and won so many awards like an Employee of the Year 2007, 2008 from Marshall Architects, United Kingdom. Won SIFC Building Design Award at Chennai, Tamil Nadu. He is a famous artist also. He got awarded for national level painting competition in 1994 and 1996 in India. Till now, he is holding 280 awards in painting and sketching, which is included 5 state level awards also. He is multi-talented personality, wonderful vocalist, dancer, mimicry artist, and very famous person during his college time. I am really proud to say myself as his junior in my college time. Once again, we are proud to invite architect Vivek Anandan for this occasion. The stage is all yours, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much for the lovely introduction, Arul. Thanks a lot. Am I audible? Uh,
Yes, sir.
all right, okay. Hello, Justin. I can see Justin as well. Hi. So good to see some known faces here. I mean, of course, am I clearly audible because the other voices are not clear to me? If
You're clear. Yeah, you're clear.
Oh, great. Thank you so much. So, Arul, thank you so much for the lovely introduction. I mean, I was just taken back to the old college days. And thank you, Jayaraman, for the lovely words. I really appreciate it. Um, all, uh, I mean, it's all a beautiful thing to start. When a journey starts, it's a very beautiful thing. And everything starts with a single step, they say. So, my very, very, very warm welcome to all the students who have joined in the session right now. We really wish it was a personal interaction one to one, on a face to face basis. But unfortunately, Chennai we had rains problems for many decades now. In fact, rain has always been a problem, either by it showing up or not showing up. So both the ways, rain has been a problem to Chennai. So today, it's showing up too much, and that's the reason we are facing this issue. So unfortunately, we can't meet in person, but I'm glad at least Midas has taken this effort to virtually connect all of us together for this session. Really appreciate it. There is one thing that lags in this online presentation stuff. I always do, because I always like the one-to-one interactions in person, because you'll never know what the other person is feeling. You're sitting in front of the monitor and talking, and you'll never know what the other person is feeling. You can just make a loud joke and laugh to yourself, or say a serious matter and just cry in the same desk, and you don't even know if your monitor is switched on with the other person or not. No, so in a way, it's comfortable when you're very nervous about presenting something, because you can just do your job, finish it, and get out. In a way, it's very, very comfortable. But otherwise, if you're looking forward to having very meaningful interaction with the crowd, and if you really want to see the faces lighting up or getting angry or whatever reactions you expect, it is not possible here. So I really wish the students also could switch on their videos, but I think the number is very high, and once everyone starts the video, I think the quality of the presentation might go down. So I'm ready to start with this online presentation. um, so yeah, I mean, if I can imagine myself without this computer, it always feels very lonely, like I'm sitting in a separate room and talking to myself, actually. So I really believe there are 51 more people listening to this anyway. So, welcome everybody. I'd like to say a few things here. This would have been much fun if we are in the same room, interacting, chatting, laughing, and all that, because um, this is all about interaction and all about talking to ourselves and opening out. Now, the first question, I hope the parents are also listening to this conversation. In fact, so there are lots of doubts in everybody's minds. There are lots of doubts. In fact, I should say not everybody will have the same kind of mindset while stepping into architecture. If it was a real seminar hall, I would in fact ask the students to raise their hands on who are wanted to join architecture and opted architecture because they want to be architects. So that would be my first question. Because during my times, there are only 12 colleges across South India which offered architecture courses, and we were so determined to do architecture. But there were lots of my own classmates who joined architecture because they didn't get medicine, because they didn't get engineering, because they didn't get aeronautical engineering, shipping, or whatever you name it, all the fancy terms. So it used to be tough times then, that architecture is not a majorly known course. So we had difficulties in explaining to people what we are studying at those times. In fact, I mean, I am actually the fourth generation of architects, coming up from Tamil Nadu, but I can imagine my seniors, what tough times they would have had. For example, if I'm traveling in the train from my college to back home, and if someone is asking me like what you're studying, I would say architecture. They would immediately interpret it as, oh, you mean horticulture? No, no, I said architecture. Oh, okay. So they will be like, what is it? Then we'll have to say the most saddest thing from our heart. That do you know civil engineering? Yes, it's a glorified form and an art-oriented structure of the same subject. So then they would say, oh, okay, civil engineering, is it? Right. Yeah. It really pains because, civil engineers in our campus are the best friends and the worst enemies we'd make. So, and it's always, we fight a lot because it's always the fight between dream and reality. That's the kind of fight we used to have in the campus between civil engineers and architects. Whenever we do a design, we used to get it criticized from our civil engineering friends. They would say, how do you make this structure? How will it even stand? These kind of comments are very, very common when you get your design criticized from a civil engineer. But uh, when you finish your course and start practicing, you will actually realize that those friends who criticized you so badly have become your best of the friends in practice. You know, so you will realize that they are the ones joining their hands to make your dream come true. And without them, it's impossible for you to, stretch your career beyond a point. So it is a hand in hand effort that goes always. But the point I'm trying to make here, friends, is that you need to understand that you have made a choice. That's the most important realization in life. That the realization that you have already made a choice. It's not a bad choice. And that's what I'm trying to say here. When you're disappointed of not getting medicine, not getting engineering, not getting anything you wanted, you fancied, and if architecture was a choice, was by chance a choice, then I really want to tell you, this is a blessing in disguise. I would definitely say that, because there are so many of my friends who actually joined architecture like that, and today they are shining in their profession like way beyond anyone can actually imagine. So architecture is a beautiful, beautiful course where you will first learn to appreciate things. Not that you really want to become a great architect and all that. அதாவது தமிழ்ல சொல்லணும்னா நீங்க ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஒரு நல்ல ரசிகனா இருக்கணும், அதுக்கப்புறம் தான் நல்ல கலைஞனா மாற முடியும். யூனோ So this course really teaches you to be a good ரசிகன் first. அந்த attitude வந்தாதான் உங்களுக்கு appreciation sense எல்லாமே மாறும். So நீங்க வந்து you have taken a right choice. ஒண்ணே ஒண்ணு மட்டும் ஞாபகம் வச்சுங்க, my friends, like who are sitting here, the 52 of you who are listening to this conversation, you need to understand that you are really, really blessed. You are in this presentation and part of this number 52 because probably a few millions of people lost their seats and they didn't have a chance to sit there, you know. So you are really blessed. You need to understand that part. Life is all about the choices you make, pa. At every point in time we make a choice, and that choice is what shapes your destiny. And once your destiny gets shaped up, you keep traveling in your life and traveling in your life. And life is a beautiful, continuous journey. And please enjoy the journey. It's not about the destination. So it's all the choices you make. So I'd really like to tell you, students and parents, that you have made a wonderful, wonderful choice. So today's life is changing. The way we look at education is changing. The way we look at architecture itself is changing because change is the only thing that's constant. We have seen the way our father, our grandfathers have been studying and fighting with their courses. And today, education really is a part and means that support your life, but it's not just life. If you notice, not all multimillionaires or the very, very successful businessmen are the ones who have very high educational qualifications. If you actually notice, so education is a way and means to shape up your dream. That's all I look at it. The way you see need to look at it. So you have made a choice and you've chosen a career and you have got into a track right now. So now there is a beautiful saying in Tamil, and I keep quoting Tamil because I love Tamil a lot. அதனால, திருவள்ளுவர் சொல்லியிருக்காரு, எண்ணி துணிக கருமம் துணிந்த பின் எண்ணுவம் என்பது இழுக்கு. Which means you can think 10,000 times before stepping in. But once you've decided, don't even think back twice. Don't even turn back and see whether your thing is right or not, because you have chosen and you're moving. So be very, very happy about the choice and move forward. And on a later date, when I meet you all for on a one-to-one orientation, I'll really explain about what all fields architects today are shining in. You'll be really surprised. You'll be really, really surprised because it is just not brick and mortar that shapes an architect. Architects are there in every other field and they're shining. It's not that they didn't have a choice in architecture, so they shifted the other side. It is not at all like that. You progress by choice. After the architecture, you do your masters, and even during architecture, you know what your interests are, and you shape up your own thoughts and you move in that direction. So it's very, very important that you understand what you like to be in the course during your tenure in this college, right? So one beautiful thing in this course you'll enjoy is that you need not be right always. you know you have the right to be wrong. That's one very, very important thing that you learn in architecture here, because every thought and every idea and the way it's originating is really, really respected in the architecture course when you're doing an architecture course. So you will enjoy the fact that you actually have the right to be wrong. So there is always a justification of why your thought is like that, why your design is like that. And this does not happen in all the other courses, my dear friends, where there is a set theory and there is a set path, and you need proven facts and proven theorems and proven results to establish yourself as the right person. But here you constantly reinvent yourself because the time is changing, the technology is changing, the way you address a problem is changing. So you constantly reinvent yourself, and in the course you'll throughout enjoy the right to be wrong. RIGHT, right to be wrong, I mean. So that's a beautiful thing that does not all the courses provide. Most important thing I'd really want to tell all the students here is that you need to ask questions. From the school times and from your all old age, you have been oriented in a certain way and you're taught in a certain way. So actually, unlearning to learn is the most important thing you need to do now, in fact, because you, my friends, have entered into a very beautiful, different world. It's not the same world again. This is a world where you can experiment yourself and you can question every damn thing you see. And the whole point is about questioning, and the answers are there only for the people who question. So Ask the right question and ask as many questions as possible, and that's really okay. Like I said, you will enjoy the right to be wrong here. So you are wrong until you get the answer. But once you get the answer, you're really not that person who was ignorant anymore. I've in the previous discussions, I have in fact said about the kind of funny doubts I've had during my school days. I've never stopped asking questions. By the way, I decided to become an architect by my sixth grade. In fact, when I went in my seventh grade, I was very sure that I want to be an architect, and that's because my principal advised me. My took my father into his room and said, "You know what? Your son should become an architect." And I thought that day I'm done. I've got caught for something which I did. And my father came in. And finally, principal told that this is a course called architecture and you need to do this. So whenever this class, thing happens, like what do you want to be in life? And everybody says engineer, doctor, engineer, doctor, engineer, doctor. And one answer comes out of the blue, it's an architect. Everyone will turn back and see what the hell is that? Those times it was not really popular. So I became an architect by choice. And I am really, really, really happy today that I made the choice and I made the direction to sail in that, set my sail in that direction. So you need to really ask questions. What I'm trying to say is don't hesitate to ask questions, however stupid that is. You know, uh, I have never been afraid of asking questions. In my sixth standard, in my physics class, I actually asked my professor, you know, I have never been in a fight. I never got into a fight. So that day, I asked my physics master, the globe is like in globe shape, and it's a ball, and it rotates by itself in 24 hours, right? The maximum time it takes to rotate complete one direction is 24 hours. So if technically the globe is rotating, and if I am able to come out of the globe a little away and stay and wait for the globe to rotate and come down, I should be reaching America in 12 hours, right? No. Why? Then I asked him why it takes like 20 hours and 30 hours to reach America. And that was a very tough question I had in my own mind. Like I wanted answers, like why does it take that long? Because the earth rotates itself. If you can just stay away from a distance and wait, hope to rotate and come to the place, and you can just get down from the sky and you will land in America. So it was a very funny doubt, and I didn't hesitate asking this question. This is the point I'm trying to make. So my physics master, is an awesome man. I'll never forget him. Because of him is what I like physics. Physics is my favorite subject. So he said, you go to the football ground, take a football and kick it up in the air, high in the air. Does it fall back in your own head, or it falls in the next tea shop or in the watchman's head? So I said, no, it falls back on my own head. So he told me, if the globe is rotating and you kick the ball up, shouldn't the ball going up and coming back land somewhere else and not in your own head? That's when he made me thinking. I got an idea. Then I realized, okay, then he actually explained how we are stuck to the earth, how the gravity works, and how we move along with the along with the earth until certain distance. And to escape that distance is called escape velocity. And that's why all the nations are spending almost 80-90% of their GDP into producing a rocket that can escape this velocity. So I was the first person in the sixth standard to learn about escape velocity. So point I'm trying to make is you might be seen like a stupid in the class when you ask the most stupid question, but there is an answer coming behind it to wipe off your ignorance. So never even stop for a moment to ask any question that comes in your mind, because it can be as silly as this, but the learning that comes out of it and the kind of ignorance you'll cross in your life is unmeasurable, seriously. So all I'm trying to say is ask as many questions as possible. You need to really open out and shed all your inhibitions and ask questions. This course is all about knowing things, asking more questions, and trying to understand. Right? Your understanding will change on every single thing you have seen in your world till now. So till now, this is more like the movie Matrix. From today your world is different, and from here you need to understand what is truth, and the more the questions you ask is more the answers you'll get. So you need to understand that. And my only kind advice to you guys is In the due course of time, you will find the other departments, and you will realize that you are having the most possible fun in your life. And while the rest of the students are struggling with their studies and doing late night studies, we have had disco parties in the hostel with loud music, while the other students are really breaking their head to crack for the right answers in the studio. I mean, ours is design and theirs is more theoretical. So we have enjoyed our life during the college days, but it doesn't mean that we are not responsible. We had a responsible time, and we really did enjoy this whole journey. The whole point being, your life and architecture are not two different things. It's all the same thing. For example, we listen to a lot of music, and that's when you realize how architecture and music is just the same. It's not so different. It's actually the same. When we listen to Ilayaraja's music, I even tell this during my other lectures. Ilayaraja has a knack of playing the music at the right time. Why you enjoy that music is because of the silence he leaves before he starts the music, and not because of he's constantly playing. When there is a dialogue and when there is a punch needed, that is when the music starts. And I would like to go into detail, but I'm sure there's a lot of time restriction and there is a limitation of my time as well. So we'll definitely discuss about all this. Why you enjoy Raja's music more than any other's music is that it hits you in the right time, in the right spot. So that is all is architecture. You can't build everywhere. You need voids. It can't be solids everywhere. You need ventilation, you need lighting, and lighting cannot be constant throughout. You need to have light and shade. So there is a this might be very, very sounding a bit ambiguous when you discuss, when you listen to this, but the more you go into the course is when you will understand what I'm talking about. So it's a beautiful course. You please try to enjoy this whole tenure in the college, and try to understand you know the relationship between music, architecture, and the world. And those of you who wanted to be doctors, have a very, very special advice for you, because you are going to be doctors again, but not for humans, but for buildings. It's very, very simple. It's the same system. When you talk about structural analysis and all the frameworks, you're again talking about the bones. If you're talking about the lung, if you want to talk about the lungs and stuff, we are talking about ventilation. If you want to talk about the heart and the pumping and the ingestion, digestion, secretion, excretion, we are talking about in the mechanical and plumbing services. So the whole body and architecture works very similar, and it's the same kind of course you do, but not just for humans. It's just more for the buildings. you know so you will, once you understand this parallel and way how architecture is beautifully built as a course, and you as an architect, what all you can render in your life, this course becomes very, very, very interesting. There is a funny argument between a mechanical engineer and a doctor. Since I brought this up, I want to tell this. Once a mechanical engineer, when they're having drinks and they told the doctor, what's the difference between you and me? Like, I also fix the engine, it's running, I can shift the engine, I can change it, I do the carburetor. You do the same for the humans. You take the heart out and you keep it out and all that. It's very, very similar. That's when the doctor said, try doing it when the engine is on, and try to keep it on always. So you need to really appreciate the nuances of each course, and the beauty behind each thing. It's the point I'm trying to shed is, shed off your ego as you grow as an architect. It's very, very, very important. As you grow as an architect, there is a very, 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 very negative thing called an ego that grows along with your career path. Please try to shed those two horns that grows along your 5 years course. It's very, very, very important that you become a very humble architect, so that you really address everything and you are an inclusive architect, not an exclusive one. So you need to take care of all the recommendations, all the requirements, and you need to see to that this building and the design works for everybody. People with special needs, people who are normal, who you think are abnormal, and they look at you as an abnormal being. So there is nothing called normality and abnormality, because everything is arguable here. So you need to be very, very, very inclusive in your design. And you will enjoy this course. And in the due course, when you grow, I'm sure you will actually understand why you chose this and how you want to go about in this and what your future is. By the end of this course, you will also know what you want to be. And the diversities of becoming professionals after becoming an architect is also vast and huge. The applications are unimaginable. That's a separate presentation altogether if you want to understand. So I really, first of all, want to thank all the parents here who supported your son or daughter to become an architect, because they made a very, very right choice. And I'm sure in the due course, the only intention of the parents would be to see your kids grow mentally, physically, and emotionally and intellectually strong. By the year passing by, you will definitely realize that, and you'll be happy that you made this choice. So, all the best, my dear friends and my dear students. Welcome to a very, very beautiful world, and it's going to be amazing, amazing, amazing course throughout. So, I'm available here, and anytime you need any kind of, clarifications, the doubts in the professional practice or anything at all, I'm more than happy to respond to your query, and I'm very much in touch with Midas because I have my lovely friends there. So I'm at anybody's reach at any time. So all the best, my dear friends, and thanks for inviting me here. If you have any more questions to me, please shoot.
Thank you, Vivek, for your nice words. Really inspiring,
Thank you very much.
motivating. Thanks. Thank you so much.
Right.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable words. As a fellow
Okay.
Midasian, life at Midas has always been a new or a different experience. We call Kanishka and Kiran from fourth year and Vaishnavi Tambi from second year to share their own experience at Midas.
My warm greetings to everyone virtually present here. I, Kanishka of fourth year, feels honored to share my experience at Midas. College time is one of the most important times in everyone's life. Growing up at school, I always felt like I had a very academic based education. I was unable to explore and learn. Rather, I learned everything from a protected environment. I've always dreamed of college to be exciting, challenging, fun filling. Little did I expect that I'd be living the life I dreamt of. These 4 years in Madras has helped me become a better individual. Every day was a new experience with new challenges. The relationship with the friends I made in Madras is beautiful, a perfect blend of joy and hardships. If I'm able to feel this place as my home, it's solely because of my friends. And they are my biggest strength. Speaking of strength, the teaching and non teaching staff are the foundation of Midas. They are the most hardworking and the kindest people I have come across in my life. A lot of my mentors are my seniors. And to mention that, the senior and junior bond in our college is extremely good. My most favorite thing about college is that the staff and my mentors. My mentors have always been approachable, even at late nights. Their motivation, their support, their criticism in my designs are what built me. My most favorite thing is that we have these college trips. These college trips are filled with good stories and great memories. We have had a very great learning experience with our teachers and friends. I am very lucky enough to have experienced my college life at Midas, and so are you guys. I welcome you all, our fellow Midasians, to share your journey with us. Let our journeys meet. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you, sir. So I've been invited here
to talk before all of you to give you a perspective of what will be the scenario if you're in the shoes of a person who's been spending 4 years of his lifetime doing architecture as his like academics and being in Midas. So I think to put it in a nutshell, it has been really fun and really engaging. But the thing is, when we come to Midas, it is like you've been putting into a clean slate. Okay, you're like you're handling a white paper on your own. You can draw on it, you can fold it up to make some origami. It's all up to you. So when you're in Midas, when you come to Midas, what will be the most fun part is shaping your own journey here. The thing is, every semester we have people who come up with different clubs, different kind of activities that could be done in this college. And the beautiful thing about Midas is that there are people who are, in fact, listening to all of those things and trying to make it happen. So that is one of the aspects in Midas that I really appreciate as a student here. And I'm one of the person who is avidly participating in cultural events. And we could say um, we already have like three guitar players who are learning guitar with me, because so Midas has given me the opportunity as a student to teach guitar to other students. So these kind of opportunities was just proposed to people and they encouraged it, and this is the kind of thing that we really appreciate in Midas. Apart from that, all the faculties are actually always available, and I've been able to ask doubts and clarify things with them through WhatsApp and mails. And this is something that I really appreciate in this day and age of a pandemic and everything. So yeah, even this whole event is like testimony enough for Midas to make it happen in any scenario. So this is what we would like to say. And apart from that, college life is also partly about hostel life. And a hostel life is somewhere companionship plays a big role in your days. And to me, I hold the companionship I gained in hostel life really dear. And I hope you will have the same fun as well. We are really excited for you all to come here. And as a senior, I would like to welcome you all to join us here. Thank you.
Good afternoon to all upcoming Midasians. I'm very delighted to see you all here at this orientation program. When I talk about my life at Midas, what comes to my mind is both fun and studies. Let's say it as fun-filled studies. Firstly, when I talk about studies, faculties are very friendly and helped in every possible ways to train us up. We were free to ask them about academics anytime. There will be situations when we don't get any ideas or we are confused of what to do next. At this point, faculties would definitely assist you. They make sure that we are gaining information every day, each day. From my experience, what I wish to share to you guys is that faculties will be always with you and guide you to become a good architect in the future. Then about the fun side, let's talk about the fun side. Okay, there is a lot to explore in architecture. We visited a lot of historic places and sites from the college. We will also do a lot of case studies, part of our academics. We got to interact more with our classmates and friends during these visits. Apart from fun, there is a lot that we learned during our visits. Lots of workshops were also conducted to enhance our skills. Initially, it will be difficult to come apart from our parents and our home at first. But later on, we adapted to our surroundings. And when I talk about hostel life, it's really amazing. There is something that I want to share about my life as a hosteler in Midas. As architecture students, we require enough space for doing models and sheets, and our hostel satisfies those needs. There is enough space for doing all our works in hostel. It is also an interactive spot. You can all meet your friends. It's a very interactive spot. And I'm sure that you will get a lot of memories in your hostel life. By enrolling in our college, I hope you guys can get equal experience and achievement as we got. Once again, I welcome you to Midas. Thank you.
Punisa, I think they didn't introduce themselves. Maybe you can introduce them.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys, for your speech. I hope you all end up with a great experience at MIDAS. At last, I would call upon Professor Justin, sir, to give the vote of thanks.
Only sir, before vote of thanks, maybe any parent and student, if they want to talk anything, they can. Monisha, hello. Just ask the parents, no, if they want to talk anything, if they want to interact, parent and student, they can unmute and they can talk.
Any student or parent, if interested to interact with any questions, Eric, can be raised now.
So welcome to the most difficult part, making people speak. You know, so this is what will change in the course. You know, you will see in the end of the 5th year, when you say ask questions, it'll be like 500 questions shooting in 1 second. You know? Yeah, so welcome to the new world. But there's a right opportunity for the parents also to ask if you have any questions, please. If not the students.
Anyone interested?
You can speak in any language also.
Good
Actually,
afternoon,
Tamil
everyone.
also, if someone's
Yeah.
comfortable, they can ask in
Yeah,
Tamil
someone
also.
is asking, sir. Someone is asking.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Alexia, and I'm gonna be proud to be gonna a student of MIDAS architecture. And as Vivek sir said, our honorable chief guest said, I had several questions in my mind revolving NEET, JE, and architecture was of course a different one. So of course I had a lot of interest in drawings, crafts, arts, etc. And I think I'm gonna really enjoy this part, and I think Midas is gonna be a perfect way for me. And thank you all for this orientation day program. Uh, Really, refreshed my mind. It was really fun. I think I'm gonna have a great part in Midas. Thank you.
Thank you.
I think also the first years, if all of you could switch your cameras on, we'd like to see some faces also.
Yes, yes, true.
We are only seeing initials. Will it be okay if the first years can all switch the cameras on?
Yes, sir. Please ask them to switch on so that we can take the
Wonderful,
group photo
wonderful.
also.
Nice,
They can
nice.
take the photograph also.
Yes.
Arun, you are there, Arun?
All my students, please, cameras on. Students, parents, everybody can switch cameras on. So we can get a few faces in.
Arun, you
Deepak,
can, once
orientation.
they turn on, you can switch on the,
Amma.
you can take the Snapchat.
தீபக் செல்வகுமார் ஓரியன்டேஷன் நீங்க மட்டும் சைடுல எப்படி இருக்கீங்க?
இதுதான் ரியல் ஓரியன்டேஷன் ப்ரோக்ராம் நினைக்கிறேன்.
Real orientation.
Nice to see all the faces. Sir, உங்களுக்கு எல்லா ஃபேஸும் தெரியுதா? I'm getting only the 9 boxes.
Even I can see only the initials.
Sir, you can change into large gallery.
Yes,
Sir, actually, sir.
I've done it.
Just change the large gallery. Still, some of them can switch on.
Yes, all of you compulsory switch on, please. Beautiful
Arun,
faces.
you are able to see large gallery, Arun?
Yeah, it's on. Yeah.
It's so nice
Put
to
large
see the parents
gallery
also.
so that you can see everyone. So please take the screenshot.
Fantastic. Many are on mobile. Oh, fantastic.
Deepak, you can. Yeah. Deepak Selvakumar. Make it in
Done.
portrait.
Good, so nice. Everybody is so happy. We'd like to see you guys in person as soon as possible.
Actually, sir, so tomorrow thing also, just you can give the announcement before vote
Yes,
of
sir.
thanks. We will send
We
a
will
separate
inform
link
them.
for them.
Yes,
Tomorrow
yes, we will.
morning, 10 o'clock, they can connect and we have the interaction.
Done.
Just inform them also.
Ah, it's already informed, sir. You've just done it. Tomorrow, everybody, 10 o'clock, you'll get the link. We'll just have a small discussion about the course, what we intend to do, and other issues regarding academics. So, yeah, that's about it. Done. Monisha, can you take over now?
Yes, sir. Now I welcome Professor Justin, sir, to give the vote of thanks.
Sir, you have to unmute, sir. You have to unmute.
Okay, so Misha, I think it's my turn right now.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. So, yeah, thank you for this opportunity to give this vote of thanks here. And I know this is the most challenging task in all these events because most of the people go uh, beyond. It'll be restless for them to listen to all these things later. But on the other hand, it is the most important thing because gratitude is one thing we should always have. Yeah. So, in fact, there are researchers, people say that gratitude is the key for creativity. So, you guys, when you are trying to step into all these creative courses, just check this thing. Gratitude will be the key for creativity. Okay. It may be sounding odd for you, but just think of it. If you just want a small clue on how it works, you think of when you're making birthday greetings for your dad in your school days or something like that. What will come to your mind, and you'll be much more creative because that gratitude in you is actually working as a creative tool there. Yeah. So, with that good thing, I'll just like to thank the people who are all part of this happenings now here. Firstly, I would definitely thank our chairman, who is the actual visionary to take up this college. Actually, okay. So, Dr. Or Mr. GRK Reddy, who is the chairman of Marg Group, as well the chairman of the SAI academic institutions. He is actually a smart person to think of smart cities almost like 15-20 years before. So he generally talks of smart in everything. And he had a vision to take up a architecture college or an institution like this and to create good creative architects, because he generally spells that word like the people here want our architects. Good nations can be built by the good architects only. So thank you, Mr. GRK sir. And this vision is taken up to the next level through our director, Mrs. Rajini Reddy, who actually works very close to to its vision. And this is almost getting done almost for the past decade here. And we have already produced almost like 750 plus architects from this college, which is amounting to the total close to 1% of the Indian architects crowd. So till now there is the registered COI architects number is close to 1.75 lakhs or something like that, whereas we are actually nearing 1% of the total crowd of the Indian architects crowd. So thank you, ma'am, for this mission where you are taken up and creating such creative architects throughout the country. And definitely, I would thank the chief guest, architect Vivekanandan ji, and for his actually wonderful words. And he is such a nice motivator. And I'm thankful for him personally because he is motivating us from almost like 99. I would call him as a big brother and the senior of my college. And he has inspired all of us to take up this architecture course. Until now, we are getting that inspirations. And today also his inspiration is not slowing down. He's still seeding that into the junior most or the youngsters now also. So thank you, sir. You have already spent so much of time in this and you have done good job today. I have been listening to all those things, and definitely these words will ring in their ears in the future also.
Thank you so much,
So
Justin. Thank you
thank
so
you, sir.
much.
And
As you see, my son is here, so I'm so sorry about it.
I would like to thank the
Video call. I'm so sorry. Yeah.
will be definitely yeah. I think so. I think it is yeah. Thank you.
Sorry.
So
Sorry about that.
this
Thank you so
day
much,
is
Justin.
possible because of
Thanks
this
for the
team
lovely
and
words.
which is led by yes. Thanks, Ram. Thanks. So the team lead, our principal, architect Prasad Rajan, who is definitely another motivator. More than a principal and an academician, I would definitely say he is a motivator who will actually gel up with any youngster, who will get down to the levels of the youngsters, and definitely he's a nice person to mingle with. You guys will definitely experience that when you will land up here. And this day is done because of this teams, and the team is led by our principal, and definitely with Professor CK Praveen, who is the HOD, who already seen on the screen, and he's a very nice guy, very nice person to mingle with. He's a nice human. That would I would simplify it in that way. So he has completely. I have seen him like past 6 7 years in this campus itself, and he has dedicated himself. And when it comes for academics, he puts his fullest throttle. Like so, thank you, sir, for making this day possible. And it is a team play within our and our MRHOD architect Jayaraman sir also. He has also done a good job towards bringing up this institution and the day here. And all the team or the faculty team here, there is a large work that has been done in the back, and definitely it is just because of the faculty team here and admin team. I cannot list the number because it is because a long list. I would definitely thank everyone on that. And the IT team, Mr. Sundaram and Mr. Gopi here, who has connected all together on this online mode, and making all you come together, the BD team done by Mr. Dr. Karthipan here, and our students, yes, and all our event students here who have sung the song, and other people here. I might have missed out many, but I'm sorry if I have missed out. But the foremost thing, all these are just because of you guys here. So you are the most chief guest for us. We would welcome or will be happy to welcome you here. And definitely you will enjoy your life here. And architecture is the most enjoyable course. If architect regrets this course, it means he has not done this course properly. So I would definitely challenge that. Any architect will enjoy doing that, and I myself personally enjoy this, and I welcome you guys to enjoy this. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now we wind up this day with the national anthem.
Before that, thank you, Praveen, for making this happen. Really mentioned, sorry, mismentioning it. Thank you so much. Mhm.
Pleasure, sir. Pleasure. Pleasure is all ours.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तब शुभ नामे जाए तब शुभ आशीष माहे गाए तब जय गाथा जन गण मंगल दायक जय हे भारत भाग्य दाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you. Thank you, Vivek.
Thank you very much.
Let's
Thanks,
meet,
Justin. Thank you so much.
let's
Thanks.
let's meet in person very soon.
Sure, please.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank you,
Manisha.
sir.
Thank you, Justin. Thank you, Arul.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
Praveen.
Thank you all.
Thank you, Jairam.
Sir,
Thanks,
there is a
Manisha.
general
Thank you.
Good job.
instruction.
Thank
Sir,
you, Vivek,
actually,
sir.
sir,
Thank you.
we
Nice
can
presentation, sir.
give the general
Nice
instruction to
motivation, sir.
everyone. Tomorrow there will be an online session, so keep watch your email. We'll send you the link. And Saturday you can do the hostel check-in. So detailed discussion will be made tomorrow morning. So we will send you the separate same Microsoft Team link tomorrow. So please join. All the students requested to join by morning 10 a.m. Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
all.
Thank you, sir. Once again, I thank all the parents, students, and the management of MIDAS for making this a successful event. We hope to see all the freshers soon in our campus. Thank you.